Yeah. Yo, what time the plane leaving? Right. See you at the airport. Hey. I'm leaving on the next plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you know I'll never go. Even though you know I will, I'm a traveling man, moving through places, space and time.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gunn. Today is day 1 of 5 of my 5-day trip. Today I have actually 3 legs. 2 of them I work. 1 I just deadhead to Augusta. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Turn right now, I go to Gulfport, and then I come right back. Which both of those flights are like an hour long, maybe, if that. So, breaking through my pre-flight check. Testing. Going back through. So yeah, we have to do a pre-flight check just to make sure certain things are working. I'm working the back of the plane, so I'll be serving main cabin on this flight. Not too thrilled about it because it's a short flight and it's a full flight, so you have to kind of hustle to get to the back to make it through in 55 minutes. So I guess I'll see you all once I get to Augusta and see you from there. What's up, everyone? Made it to my hotel here in Augusta. Pretty easy day today. Like I said, I just did 2 legs that I worked and they're headed here to Augusta. Finna go in the room now, give you all a little room tour. I haven't stayed in this hotel in a while, even though I've been to Augusta. They switch hotels all the time, so give you a little tour here. So we have come in, it's a full kitchen, microwave, refrigerator, dishwasher, which I like. So if you want, it's a grocery store across the street. So if you want to, come make your food or whatever like that, different stuff like that, come through. Living room area, TV, bed, and bathroom. 1 bathroom. You seen Molly? Usually what I do when I come in to my room, I just turn on TV because for whatever reason, quietness, it just bothers me to be too quiet. So I just turn on the TV here just to kind of have some noise, but I'm not gonna do that since I'm making a vlog. Also, check your beds for bed bugs. Make sure if you can check up under the bed because, just to check for safety for people, just to make sure no one is here. Also, if you're a flight attendant or in a hotel, make sure you put the top latch on because sometimes hotels accidentally double book rooms. And true story, one time I got to the hotel, went to my room, opened the door, and look over to the couch. There was a person laying naked on the bed. On the couch. So that's why I just suggest you just lock your top latch because sometimes they do double book rooms. I'm not really going to explore Augusta. I've been here several times within the last year and 9 months that I've been working with this company. Also, I've been to Augusta prior to this. I have family that live down here or did live down here. But they are shooting Suicide Squad here in Augusta. And a classmate of mine had Viola Davis, took a picture with Viola Davis yesterday on her flight from Atlanta to Augusta. So they are here shooting Suicide Squad, and I don't know, may run into them. Never know what might happen, but there's nothing to really explore here in Augusta. As far as that, I'm pretty much, I come to my room, I go work out, come back, eat some dinner, watch TV, get on the computer, look at schedules, different stuff like that. But I'm finna get out my work clothes now. I'm finna go work out, grab me some, eat something, and I'll come back and talk to you guys about some things. So I'm getting ready to go get a workout. So let's go. I'm gonna go work out with me. So I work out pretty much on almost all my layovers. Just basically, especially if I get done early, it just keeps me from going to sleep and sleeping all day, and then that night I can't go to sleep and we have to get up early in the morning. And just also to just kind of, I guess, stay in shape a little bit. You know, I'm not I'm not a super duper health nut or anything like that. I just, you know, I played football in college, so I'm just used to working out and just basically staying toned, things like that. Especially when I like to travel, I like to eat. And so I don't want to get too big from just eating and not working out. And just also as I'm up in age, as far as I'm 35 years old, and you know, just trying to keep any health issues to a minimum, which I've never had any health issues to this day, you know, and knock on wood. But yeah, most, you know, just like I said, mostly it's just for me to not fall asleep when I get to a place early, and also just to kind of stay toned, stay in shape a little bit, and to combat health problems. And most of the hotels we stay in, they have pretty nice gyms, with the exception of a few that have like mind-blowing gyms out the way that we stay. But yeah, I'm just bringing along for my little 45-minute workout that I do. So, like, this one is, you know, pretty average, small, standard weights and everything like that. So. Workout is complete. I did about 40 minutes in the gym. Excuse me while I catch my breath. As I stated before, I'm not a gym rat. I'm not a health nut. I just do what I know works for my body. And I would advise anybody to do the same thing. Not take somebody's advice, but you can take their advice and you can tweak it, because what works for their body might not work for your body. So you have to find out what works for your body. Just like with me, to lose weight is eating small portions and cardio. That's just what works for my body. How I went from almost weighing 240 pounds to where I am now. But again, I was that heavy and still no health problems. So that means I was eating the right type of foods. It just was a lot of food at the same time that I was eating. So, but I'm gonna go in this room, take a shower, and I'll see you back in a minute. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the glamorous life of being a flight attendant. It's 3:46 a.m., not p.m. Hello?
Thank you for staying at the Staybridge.
Yeah. So yeah, the life is not as glamorous as everybody thinks it is. So I have a 3:45. I gotta get up at 3:45. I have to be at the airport by 5:15. So, yeah. But good morning to you all. Today is a pretty easy day again. I have 2 legs to do today, and that's it. But see you all once I get on the plane. Good morning again, guys. Getting ready for my trip. So I know I said I had 2 legs again today. Actually, it turns out to be 4, but they're really 4 short, very, very, very short flights. So they're not real long. I go from Augusta to Atlanta, which is about a 30-minute flight. Then from Atlanta to Asheville, North Carolina, which is another 30-minute flight, and Asheville back to Atlanta. Then the last flight, I go from Atlanta to Springfield, Missouri. That's more so an hour, 15 minutes or so, like that. But, as I tell everybody that asks me, they want to know, is it, how it, not to, but sometimes it can be glamorous. Sometimes the life is not so glamorous. I like the early reports because that means I get done early, and on go home day, I get done a lot earlier as well. So that's the benefits to some of this, as far as just getting up this early. Does it suck sometimes? Yeah, it does, because there's sometimes where you can't get to sleep at night on time, and boom, there's been times where I've gotten 2 hours of sleep before and had to get up at 3:30 or something like that because I just couldn't fall asleep. So it all just depends on you. So a lot of people don't, so they bid against it, or they try to swap their trips out so they can have trips that start a little bit later. And also another thing, but I want to say 90% of the hotels that we stay at, it might be a greater number than that, they do offer breakfast in the morning. It's just sometimes, like today, I don't have a chance to eat breakfast, and because I leave so early. But I try to explain. I said I was going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about this job and this lifestyle, because it's not always as what it's cracked up to be. Sometimes, just like last night, I know I did say that I was going to come back and talk to you all, but I went and started looking at my schedules came out, and next month is Thanksgiving. So luckily for me, the way that I did bid for the past 2 months, I have 12 consecutive days off at the end of the month, which is the first time, since I've been here a year, going on a year and 10 months now. So I have 12 consecutive days off. Of course, I'm trying to pick up something because I only have 75 hours. Exactly, that's not enough. For me, you might as well just not really work. That's the monthly guarantee that we get. So yeah, and I was looking at schedules, trying to see if I can pick up something or swap some of my schedules and things like that. But there are a lot of people who have to work on Thanksgiving and can't go home with their family. They have to spend it in Lincoln, Nebraska somewhere, or Raleigh, North Carolina. So that's the downsides of, especially with the holidays coming up. You have so many people that have to work on the holidays. They can't go home with their family. They can't, spend time with their loved ones or anything like that, because they're flying other people, loved ones, to see their loved ones or back home. So that's also another not so glamorous part of this job. You might not get the holidays that you want off, or your birthday off. Just like I just looked at my schedule again last night, I'm not going to be able to be off for my son's birthday. So you know, it's just, it's a catch 22 with this job. It might be the lifestyle for you. Like, I don't want to sit behind a desk anymore. But for me, this job, the good outweighs the bad. But if you're not an early morning person, always bid against early reports. But I'm finna finish getting ready. See you guys on the plane. I'm in Springfield, Missouri. Sorry I didn't get a chance to film anything while I was on the plane. Had a lot of quick turns, which was like 30 minutes or less. Then also when I got to the hotel, I had to deal with some personal issues as far as with family, whatever like that. Kids' report cards came out. So, I wasn't too happy about the grades or anything like that. But right now, what I'm doing is stalking open time. Open time is where basically there are trips that people are trying to trade, trying to get rid of. And luckily for me, I have a week off at the end of this month. After this 5-day trip, which I come back on Monday, I'm off on Tuesday, and then I start a 4-day, and then I'm off for a week. I'm debating if I should pick up anything. I do want to go somewhere, but then again, it's kind of like, do I really want to? It's one of those things like that. Also, I'm just trying to swap some things around for next month, which, being with our jobs, a lot of companies, you'll know your schedule a month ahead of time. Pretty much, I'm sorry about the shaking. You'll know your schedule a month ahead of time. So I have my November schedule already. I'm off for 12 consecutive days at the end of the month from the 24th to the 3rd of December. But like I said earlier, I'm only at 75 hours, which that's basically our guarantee that we get paid. Now, if you've worked with your company for a while, you know how many hours you need to kind of be like, okay, I'm comfortable with that. And yeah, 75 hours isn't something I'm comfortable with, so I'm just trying to look in open time to try to swap some things around, try to get higher credit trips for my current trips that I already have, and looking to pick up on my off days, preferably after Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving, like something that ends the day before Thanksgiving or something that starts the day after Thanksgiving. It's not too much stuff, in here, because a lot of times what people do is if they have a low credit trip, they already swap for their higher credit trips that are in open time. And but then again, I could post my schedule in our little Facebook group page. Somebody might offer money for me to take their trips. Just, I might do it, it might not. Money's not a big driving factor for me as far as picking up somebody's trip on my off days. I'm not one of those people that ask, how much you paying for me to pick up your trip. That's not something that I do. If they offer it on their own, cool, then I'll take it. But I'm not the type to say, hey, so how much you're offering. But story time. Today on our flight from Atlanta to Springfield, we're flying, and I'm doing my service or whatever for first class. A lady, she was looking out her window and was like, hey, are we over Missouri yet? So of course I had this look on my face like, how would I know? I'm not Google Maps. But I didn't say that. I told her, I said, with the route that we're going, most likely we're over Tennessee. And I said, if you want to, find a better view of where you are, you can always go online and connect to our Wi-Fi and go to Flight Tracker, and it'll show you where you are exactly. Yeah, you get crazy things like, what is the exact time that we're going to land? What state are we over? What river that is? That actually happened today too. What river is that? Again, do I look like Google Earth? But, you just tell them simply, I don't know. Of course, you get a lot of people who ask that. They think, for whatever reason, on regionals, I always get this, so do you just go back and forth to, and that's it, that's all you do? And a lot of people don't understand that, no, we don't always just go back and forth to the same place. So that's why I think they assume that we know a lot of the, landmarks or rivers, because they think that we go back and forth and back and forth. That's all we go to. I've had people ask me, they think I just do Atlanta to Baton Rouge, Atlanta to Baton Rouge, Atlanta to Baton Rouge, and that's all I do. And sometimes some people don't know. They don't know. So you have to explain to them, like, no, I go here and here and here and here. But tomorrow is probably be the toughest day. Even though it's only 2 legs, I have to go to Montreal. And if you're not in this business, you won't understand. But for people who have worked a Montreal flight, not saying the people are difficult, but it's something else. That's the only thing I can say about it. It's something else. And being that I'm not working first class, I'm working in the main cabin. It's something else. But I get done about 12 o'clock tomorrow, so it's a pretty early day. I was thinking about exploring Montreal, but the thing is it's gonna be like really, really, really cold in Montreal. So that's the only thing. But at least I get to sleep today for an extra 30 minutes. I got up at 3? Alarm went off at 3:30, but I didn't actually wake up until 3:45. But I get to sleep in. Hopefully tomorrow isn't as bad. Hopefully the flight is not full. I can probably get to this hotel and watch some college football. But then I forgot I'm in Canada, so the TV setting is different. But and I'm in the current process of making another vlog while I'm vlogging this 5-day trip. So I don't know which one I'll put out first, this 5-day trip or the vlog that I just did. Just talking about the glamorous life of the not so glamorous life of being a flight attendant. And the thing is, but it's just been a busy day for me. And I'm just not getting around to talking to you all at this time, and I'm just stalking open time to try to see if I can find anything. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes some months your schedule can suck and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to suck it up and work it. And I'm trying my best not to work on Thanksgiving or even have a trip that goes into Thanksgiving, because as of now my job does not pay for holiday pay. So we don't get paid for holiday pay at all. But I don't see anything here in open time, so I'm just gonna wait it out, and then probably like 2 weeks before I'm off for those 12 days, just post, see if anybody has anything that they want to swap, and if I like it, cool. But that was my day today. I'm finna get ready to probably call it I can't call it a night just yet, but just chill and kind of wind down, because I still have, like I said, I have to get up in the morning and go to do 2 legs and then do Montreal, which Montreal is our longest flight direct out of Atlanta. From Atlanta to Montreal is probably our longest flight, probably, with the exception of going to the Bahamas. We go to Exuma. They might be the same amount of time, I think, time-wise, but not the mileage. It's just, for whatever reason, going over water, makes the flight a little bit longer. Since I'm not working forward until the next day, I can't show you all, we do meal flights to Montreal. That is a meal flight, and how it's set up for, meals and things like that. But I'll try. Again, this is my first time ever actually vlogging, actually on a trip in my day-to-day life while I'm on a trip. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another early morning here in Springfield, Missouri. Also, sorry I didn't, waking up or whatever. I snoozed my alarm for 30 minutes, pretty much. So, kind of had to rush to get ready. Again, like I said last night, I have 2 legs today from Springfield to Atlanta, Atlanta to Montreal. Also, I forgot to tell you, here in Springfield, there are a few things to do. They do have, if you're into, outdoorsy type stuff. They have the Bass Pro Shop headquarters is here, so they have something there where you can kind of do interactive stuff. Also, Route 66 Museum, and it's a history museum here. So, which I've done those things with the few times that I've been here. But yeah, Route 66 runs directly through Missouri. And of course, if you stay here and you stay at the same hotel that we stay at, the van driver will tell you a story, you know, because Brad Pitt is from here and how he went to school with Brad Pitt's older brother. So, yeah, that's just a few things to do here. Guess what, though? It's college football Saturday. Yeah, I love football. And I'm really tired and sleepy. Well, not tired. I'm sleepy. I went to bed pretty pretty early last night, but I don't know what it is. See, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm just pretty sleepy. These early reports can be a blessing and a curse. For instance, like, you get done early, but yet you have to get up super early. And on go home day, you get to go home a lot earlier, you know, than later. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's a catch to everything. So, but I hope you all have a great day. I'm doing the best with mine. Try my day, and I guess I'll see y'all in Montreal. So, just made it on the plane here. Man, did all my pre-flight checks, things like that. But test. One thing that I dislike a lot is I dislike that when we have to wait. We have to take the hotel shuttle with other crews. A lot of times, a lot of these crews, they're not punctual, so therefore they're late. So, say for instance, your seat. My crew is sitting on the van waiting to go to the airport. We're waiting to go to the airport, but we can't leave because we're waiting on another crew member from another airline to come down. And that's the only thing that I dislike. And then as soon as you get to the gate, because we're supposed to be at the gate 45 minutes prior to the flight, so we can get on, do everything that we need to do, and you have the gate agents rushing, hey, you ready to board? As soon as we're not even on the plane yet. But it's just one of those things that you know, it's one of those things you just got to take with. I'm not complaining. It's just one of those things that's kind of like, being punctual is, I won't say a pet peeve of mine, but in this business, you have to be punctual because it's the difference between a flight being delayed and being on time. But I think we're finna board now. I just wanted to come on and say that. So I know I said I'll see you in Montreal. I think this time I'll really see y'all in Montreal. What's up, everybody? I'm here in Montreal. I'm about to go into the room. I'm finna give y'all a little room tour. I like the hotel in Montreal, but there's a lot of people who don't like Montreal. And I know why. We have a long walk that we have to do to get through customs. So, and a lot of people get their food confiscated here in, not Mexico, Canada, when they bring their food, you know, meal prep for food. So I can see why. But this is our hotel room. Excuse the mess, got the little bed. And the lovely view of the airport, because our hotel is at the airport here in Montreal. And that's what I get to see. But I have no overall complaints on this hotel. You know, nice little refrigerator area, shower. But today was very eventful. I don't know if some of you know, we have a tropical storm that came through. And on my trip this morning from Springfield, we basically stayed in the air an hour and some change longer than we needed to. We was in a holding pattern once we got to Atlanta because
We were delayed on the ground for 30 minutes before we left Springfield. We started in the air, and we had to go a different route because of the tropical storm. And then when we get ready to land in Atlanta, we were in a holding pattern. And what a holding pattern is, basically we just fly around in a circle until air traffic control gives us permission to land. Problem with that was we didn't have enough fuel, so we got to, leave a little bit early. They let us go ahead of time or whatever before we ran out of fuel, so we were gonna have to divert to Birmingham. Then we get here for our Montreal flight. Passengers are boarded, everybody's sitting down. We're getting ready to close the door. Well, we did close the door. Then here comes a guy walking up front, and I was like, is everything okay? He goes, is there a bigger plane that goes to Montreal after this? I said, no, sir, this is the only size plane that goes to Montreal out of Atlanta. So he basically was kind of breathing hard. Like he said he was claustrophobic, he couldn't breathe. So we had to let him off, which that took some time to get him getting his bag. And then they had to get his bag from up under the plane. And all this we're not getting paid for while they're looking for his bag because the door isn't closed and the brake is not dropped. So yeah, that's how our day went to Montreal, but the flight was pretty smooth overall. It wasn't as extra as it normally is when going to Montreal because a lot of times it's a little extra too as well. The passengers can be a little extra, but everybody was pretty much chill. But yeah, that was my day in Montreal. It's really cold here. I want to say low 30s with the wind chill, so I didn't really go out anywhere. I was gonna go, but it's too cold to do that. And the only thing I have is a hoodie that I brought with me. But yeah, that's just some stuff that happens, in the life of a flight attendant. Sometimes you everything's finna get ready to go, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to get off. Him and his wife got off, and a lot of people, when they're booking flights, they don't look at the size of the plane. They just think, automatically assume that it's just going to be a bigger plane. Out of Atlanta, my company does the only flights to Atlanta that I know of. So we do it, matter of fact, for my company, we do it from Detroit, Minneapolis, and New York, and Atlanta. Our main line does not go into Montreal at all unless it's a special occasion of some sort. But we do it all from all our bases. So yeah, that's how it goes. And you can tell the people who normally fly in a lot, because you see those people when hi, how you doing? Good morning, welcome aboard. Oh, this is a small plane. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you must don't fly a lot because this is the only size plane that comes to your city. So and you get used to it over time, but it's not a big deal. I'd rather that passenger get off than we're in the air and he starts having a panic attack and boom, there's an emergency. Then we still have to go divert somewhere to another airport to get him off the plane for medical attention and things like that. I'd rather it happen on the ground while we're at the gate than in the air. Any flight attendant will tell you that. But that's all I have for today, because I don't want my vlog to be too long because it's already long as it is now. Finna watch some college football for the rest of the time, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the morning.